The classic kitchen dilemma, pressure cooker versus slow cooker. You've got these two absolute powerhouse appliances, right? Both promise amazing, easy meals, but they go about it in completely opposite ways. So today, we're going to settle the score in the ultimate kitchen showdown. Okay, so let's just dive right in. When you boil it all down, this whole debate comes down to one simple question. In your kitchen, what matters most to you? Are you all about getting things done lightning fast? Or do you prefer a patient, more hands-off approach? Basically, speed or patience? So let's meet our contenders. In this corner, we've got the pressure cooker, the undisputed champion of high-pressure speed. And in the other corner, the slow cooker, the absolute master of low-heat patience. Two totally different philosophies, both fighting for that same delicious result. Now, to really figure out which one is the right fit for you, we kind of have to look under the hood. So let's get into the actual science of how these two machines work their magic on your food. The pressure cooker, well, it's all about physics, really. It creates this perfectly sealed pot. By trapping all the steam inside, it jacks up the internal pressure, and that actually raises the boiling point of water all the way up to about 242 degrees Fahrenheit. That superheated environment cooks food incredibly fast. We're talking 4 to 8 times faster than your regular stovetop. The slow cooker, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. It uses this gentle, super consistent low heat. It doesn't even get to boiling, over hours and hours. This whole low and slow method is just perfect for gradually breaking down all those tough bits in meat and letting all the flavors in the pot get to know each other and meld together beautifully. All right, now that we know the how, let's pit them against each other in a real head-to-head comparison. We're going to look at speed, nutrition, and of course, the most important thing, flavor. So let's kick things off with the most obvious and dramatic round of them all, speed. And yeah, this slide pretty much says it all. Let's take a classic pot roast. In a slow cooker, you're looking at an all-day affair, about 8 hours. But that exact same dish in a pressure cooker, just 90 minutes. I mean, that is an absolute game changer, especially on a busy weeknight. Okay, so the pressure cooker is a speed demon, no question. But is that speed coming at a cost? Let's move on to our next round, nutrition. Which one of these actually keeps more of the good stuff in your food? You know, this is really fascinating. It turns out pressure cooking is amazing at preserving nutrients. This chart shows that pressure-cooked broccoli holds on to about 92% of its vitamin C. That's way more than you get from steaming. And forget about boiling. It's because that super short cooking time in a sealed pot just doesn't give those delicate vitamins a chance to escape. Okay, speed is great, nutrition is important, but let's be honest. At the end of the day, it all comes down to how the food actually tastes, right? Welcome to round 3, flavor and texture. The results you get here are just different. The slow cooker is the king of creating those deep, rich, caramelized flavors because the liquids reduce over all those hours. And you get that classic fall-apart, shreddable meat. The pressure cooker, because it's sealed and nothing evaporates, gives you a much brighter, more infused flavor. The meat gets super tender, but it still holds its shape. So we've covered the food science, but the most crucial part is this. How do these things actually fit into your real day-to-day life? So let's talk about your kitchen and your lifestyle. And that brings us to what might be the biggest deciding factor for most people, convenience. But here's the thing, convenience can mean two very different things depending on your schedule. The slow cooker? Well, its superpower is the set and forget method. I mean, you can literally just dump everything in the pot in the morning, walk out the door, and come home 8 hours later to the amazing smell of a hot, finished meal just waiting for you. It is the absolute peak of hands-off cooking. Now, the pressure cooker offers a totally different kind of convenience, weeknight speed. Yeah, it's a bit more active, you have to be there to get it going and to release the pressure at the end, but it means you can literally decide what's for dinner after you get home from work and still have a meal that tastes like it cooked all day on the table in under an hour. Okay, let's move on to our final round. And this is one you might not have even thought about, energy use. So here's something that's going to surprise you. Even though the pressure cooker seems more powerful, it's actually the more energy efficient of the two. And you're probably thinking, how does that work? Well, it's because it runs for such a short amount of time. A slow cooker just sips electricity, but it's sipping it for 8 straight hours, which really adds up. So, after all the rounds, what's the final verdict? Let's break it all down and help you finally declare the winner for your kitchen.
Okay, let's make this simple. The pressure cooker is your champion if your life is all about speed and efficiency. If you need fast weeknight dinners, if you want to lock in the most nutrients, if you cook a lot of things like dried beans and grains from scratch, then yeah, this energy-saving, multitasking workhorse is for you.
But the slow cooker is your winner if your priorities are all about convenience and comfort. If you live for that set it and forget it life and you crave those deep, complex flavors you only get from slow cooking, if you want that ultra tender, fall apart meat with the simplest machine possible, the slow cooker is your go-to. But maybe the real answer isn't about choosing one over the other. As professional chef Scott Bradley says, the real pro move might be to just have both. You use the pressure cooker for those crazy weeknights, and then you save the slow cooker for lazy, weekend comfort food. It's not a competition, it's a team. So, after weighing all the evidence, the speed, the flavor, the nutrition, the convenience, the final question really is up to you. Based on your life and the way you like to cook, which of these champions wins the showdown for your kitchen?